So we've now talked about the biomechanics of axial extension. And as I said, axial extension can be argued to be the most important part of asana practice, or let's say the goal of all asanas, so that you can arrive at a naturally extended posture and be comfortably there so you can go deeper into pranayama and meditation. Also, that quality of axial extension should be present in all other directions of movement. So in forward bends, you avoid anterior compression. In back bend, you avoid posterior compression. In twisting, you avoid uncontrolled, unknown intervertebral compression. And in lateral bending, you avoid lateral compression. So now we want to take a look at some very key postures that are axial extension postures that are challenging to do correctly. One of the most challenging postures to do correctly happens to be one of the most popular asanas out there, and that's called Adho Mukha Śvānāsana, the famous downward dog. So we're going to take a look at some of the classic problems with downward dog, and then try to show how to adjust those release valves and use the breath to focus on maximizing that quality of axial extension. So now I'm going to ask Melissa to work with me on downward dog. Melissa is very loose in her joints, so she can do anything. So watch carefully, because this is a tricky posture to do correctly. Please come to all fours. One of the important things to do is establish first a base. So what I'd like you to do is bring your knees about an inch or two forward so that they're directly under your hips, even a little more. And then take a look at her arms. Notice how the elbows are going slightly out. So what I'm going to ask her to do first is open her hands about an inch wider so that your right hand is a little bit more directly under your right shoulder, and your left hand's a little bit more directly under your left shoulder. So a little bit wider. And then I'm going to ask you to just turn your hand like 1 degree to the right, your right hand, and your left hand 1 degree to the left, so that your elbows naturally point a little backwards rather than outward. She can, of course, turn her elbows all the way around in circles because her shoulders are loose. Will you demonstrate that? Just so they can see. But it's important that you see her ability. Now, not everybody has that range of motion. So what we want is so that the elbows are a little bit more back and the shoulders seated in the shoulder joint. So the base is important. Now, in Viniyoga, as I said, we often move into and out of downward dog before we stay from Chakravakasana. So I'm going to have her do that and watch the way she moves, and then I'll make some comments on the posture. So what I'd like you to do first, Melissa, is go ahead and curl your feet so you're standing on the balls of your feet. Now just stay there and inhale, lift your chest, and then slowly exhale, push yourself to downward dog. And then inhale, come back down to your knees and look up. Now what I'm going to ask you to do, based on my observation in your body, is keeping this the way your hands are turned, but open the hands another inch wider. Yeah, perfect. Okay? Now, let's do it again. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, slowly go to downward dog. Perfect. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, down. So she has actually a beautiful downward dog. Naturally. Exhale, go back. So I'm going to have her show you some things not to do. So please stay there and inhale. And then as you exhale, push your chest closer to your feet this way. And what you'll see, a lot of people go into this hyperflexion of the shoulder joint, which is not safe at all. So please come back out of it. Go all the way down to your knees. Look up. And then exhale. Come back to downward dog again the way you were doing it before, where you're not hyperflexing your shoulders. Stay there. Inhale. Arch your upper back here. That's it. And then exhale, lower your chin, and feel like you're pushing out of your arms this way. Another thing that people tend to do, and she can demonstrate this very easily in her body, is on the next inhale, turn your tailbone up and arch your lower back. Some people have this kind of lumbar arch as well in downward dog, and we don't want that as well. So on exhale, pull the belly up. Exactly. Now inhale, arch your upper back, but more slowly with the breath. Let's see if you can. She's so loose that she can do it suddenly. What I'd like you to do is work the axial extension. So inhale, lift your chest a bit, and then exhale, just tighten the belly and stabilize the lumbar spine. Not too much, not too much. And now let's work here 2 or 3 more breaths. With each inhale, push out of your shoulders and turning your tail so that your spine is progressively straighter, chin a little down. And this is, in her body, a nice downward dog without compromising her shoulders or going too deeply into her lumbar curve. And just to show you what that's like, one more time, Melissa, I apologize, but can you push your chest towards your feet and show what not to do in the lumbar and in the shoulder girdle? So now come back out of that and recorrect your posture. And there she's finding it now. And just stay there 2 more breaths. Use the inhale and the exhale to deepen the axial extension so you feel like your spine is getting longer, there's intervertebral space. And then when you're ready, inhale down to your knees, looking up, uncurl the feet, and exhale, go to child's pose. And rest. Thank you.